What's up, guys, gals? It's Griever back here, bringing you guys Ayakashi Triangle. Ayakashi Triangle, chapter number... what chapter is this? Chapter 24. Chapter 24. That's what we're into right now. Now, I've already read the chapter, of course. I thought it was a very lighthearted, very fun chapter. I think Ninokuru, what a Chad. What a Chad of a man. This man knows exactly what to do. This dude is awesome because this chapter basically goes on as a bit of a fun thing. We're learning that Suzu is definitely increasing her power at an alarming rate, which later on in the chapter, that is what Shirogane mentions. Like, not only can she now, the ability she used before, the Omokage, which allows her to jump, and we see the limitations of that, how it works with interactions with humans, etc., etc. We learn all that information in this chapter, but we also learn that not only is she able to, after just practicing a few times at home, she's able to use it very effectively, and also that the restoration of Shirogane's powers might, this slight tap turn on, and we're getting the water idea again, the idea of a valve, allowing water flow and that kind of idea. We're using that reference again here, and it works because Shirogane he seems actually concerned about it, for some reason, rather than being like, yes, and I will get my power back, and then I will once again reign supreme. He's not really doing that this time. He's like, could this slight tap, very little, turn into a great waterfall very soon, at an alarming rate? And he seems a little shaken and concerned by this. So maybe there is more to the whole Ayakashi medium thing. There's more to the constant use of her powers. The stronger she gets, the less human. Maybe it's one of those things. Maybe the more an Ayakashi medium becomes powerful, the less human she becomes, to the point that she becomes an Ayakashi. I mean, I'm just spitballing some theories here, but we seem to have less triumph and more sort of pondering from Shirogane. Now, once again, this chapter is sort of the high school drama, a bit of fun. There's an Ayakashi that lost his little, mischief beans or whatever he does, to fool humans and trick them and blah, blah, blah. And it ended up being Ninokuru's Pononosuke, the penguin-looking Tengu sort of Ayakashi that follows him around as a servant. He ended up taking them and stuff for fun, and so it's a bit of a gag chapter, but there's implications within the chapter. So we have Matsuri and Ninokuru going through, and they are also having a conversation about not only the fact that Suzu Kanade is now the new king of the Ayakashi, or queen, I guess. It's sort of like Pirate King in One Piece. Big Mom strives to be Pirate King. King is not necessarily a male dominant title in that regard. In certain aspects, the term king simply is a synonym for leader. It's not a gender specific title. Pirate King is Pirate King. So, right? So, either way, in this instance, the king of the Ayakashi is the leader, the lord, the overseer, whatever you want to call it, the president, is definitely that. So, Matsuri is basically filling in Ninokuru on all these developments and saying, look, here's what's going down, here's what we got to do, don't forget to report this to the division. I can't wait until it becomes the Exorcist Ninja Association ends up becoming a villain of sorts, sort of like the Soul Society was originally a villain with the whole Rukia thing, and then they had and then they mended fences over the misunderstandings and blah blah blah. But I have a feeling this might take a Bleach route, and I'm not against that. One of the greatest, if not the greatest, shonen arc of all time was the Bleach Soul Society, the Rescue arc, right? So I wouldn't be remiss to say that this would be extremely cool if they went down that road. I'm having a feeling, because we've never met anybody from the Exorcist Ninja Association, like the Council, however that system works. We don't know yet. So we have all that, and then Matsuri comes straight up and says, because remember, Matsuri has assumed that Ninokuru is in love with Suzu Kanade, even though Ninokuru is just sort of bad around girls, you know? Like, he has mixed feelings because Matsuri turned into, and is an old rival and stuff like that, turned into a girl, a very hot girl, and so he's having mixed, like, you know, he's still a teenager. He doesn't know how to handle that sort of situation. Who the hell does? I mean, right? So it's definitely a very interesting thing. But so Matsuri is basically here saying, yes, but I too am in love with Suzu Kanade and all that stuff. So that being said, during this conversation, as I said before, Ninokuru is being such a Chad because this man is saying, no need. Don't worry about saying sorry. Don't worry about apologizing, for you are the one who is most suited to be with her. And he looks cool, like, I'm going to walk off into the sunset. This is, yes, the heart is heavy, but I must be an honorable, noble person about this. And there's no place for me in her heart. Ninokuru has understood this, and he is ready to sacrifice that this whole thing. Because remember, he has had these feelings about Suzu, but then he saw, of course, at the end of the fight with the Jinyo, with the Sosuke, he saw them hug and all that stuff, and he was like, yeah, and then he walked away, sort of idea, right? Now, this is where Matsuri is the bumbling, the character we know Matsuri to be, and says, yeah, well, I mean, that's all great and fine, but does she even like me in that way? I mean, like, I don't know, like, we weren't really friends, like, this whole situation is crazy. Yeah, we've been childhood friends, but then we weren't really friends, and now we are friends again, and just, like, I don't know, is she only treating me, she treats everybody because she's a nice person. Does she treat everybody this nice, you know? Like, she treats Ayakashi since the time she was a kid. She's always been this way, so am I just misreading the signs? I have no idea, right? So this is what Matsuri is saying. And Ninokuru, the Chad. Raise a glass to Ninokuru, because this Chad, he might be a teenager, but he's not a moron. He is the best character. Him and Shirogane, best characters. Definitely. Because Ninokuru is just like, what is this dude talking about? Have you been in the same situations that we've all seen and witnessed? Like, a woman wouldn't hug a man like that if she didn't like him. That's in a panel on halfway through the chapter, and recognizes right away, like, it's not like his traditional thing. Like, Ninokuru's like, a woman does not hug a man so brazenly without definitely being in love. No. He's saying, like, no, you can see this is just another example of this, and why do you have such low self-esteem? He's so strong, but he's so brainless. I can't stand this. And then he goes on this tirade. And it's absolutely hilarious. He also, once again, he has his mixed feelings because Matsuri is in a girl's body. He's like, no. Matsuri is a guy. Why is my heart going ba-dum? Like, seeing how cute Matsuri is. And granted, if you didn't know better, right? If you didn't know Matsuri was a dude, I mean, she's definitely a looker, so, I mean, you can't fault the guy for this, right? Like, you just can't. So, at the end of the day, he just loses it on him and says, you, who are to be my number one rival, how could you do this? You shouldn't be apologizing. Your physical body, your traits, none of this being a girl, none of that matters. You are the one who is most suited for Suzu Kanade. The Matsuri that I know would double down, and he would face it without fear, back strong, no scars on this back, scars on the front, because scars on the back are a swordsman's shame. Some Zoro One Piece sort of thing going on here, right? Like, get over yourself. Where is your confidence? Why do you have such low self-esteem? I am sick and tired of listening to my rival act in such a weak manner. And I was like, this dude just spitting facts the entire time. Ninokuru, best character in a Ayakashi triangle. We need more of this guy. And Matsuri's just like, you are so cool. Don't call me cool. Don't touch me. Get over yourself. And like, he's incredible. So, as I said, the rest of the chapter goes on that there's these beans. I don't know what they're called, but there's these beans. The something beans. Let me see. Check some pages here. Scroll through. Azuki beans. These Azuki beans, which are the ones, of course, that the Ayakashi lost, who was a trickster Ayakashi just for fun to play pranks, and Suzu is trying to find said ones and stuff like that. So there's a little bit of a story along that. So anyway, there's a bit of a funny gag thing, like an exorcism joke will not fall for this obvious child, like sort of like slipping on the dinkies in Home Alone sort of idea, and they're having fun with that stuff. But either way, at the end, we already talked about the Shirogane stuff, just going through the chapter here. I already talked about the Shirogane stuff and the faucet metaphor, and then we get a very compromising situation with Ninokuru and Matsuri, and then that's basically the end of the chapter. So Ninokuru is still sort of like, at the end of the day, he's just like, Matsuri's a guy, he's a guy, he's a guy, he's a guy. But, I mean, this dude's willpower is definitely impressive. This guy is trying his best. And anyways, everything ends up fine. The Ayakashi does not disappear, that Suzu was helping. Hilarity ensues at the end of the chapter based on the fact that and the Omokage actually dissolves based on, like, her being way too emotional, way too shocked, because it takes concentration to keep the form and keep it in place. So, more information for us that is done in a very comedic gag way, high school drama way, but now we are seeing the effects. We're learning through these fun interactions. They're not just filling out time until we start the next, like, who's going to be the next antagonist, where's the next villain. We're actually learning every chapter just a little bit more, and I really, really like that. So that was pretty much chapter 24. I don't think I missed anything. I really liked the chapter. I hope you guys did. I thought it was just fun, lighthearted, definitely a good time, especially with One Piece on break. It's nice to have sort of a lighthearted, fun chapter, right? So that was Ayakashi Triangle chapter 24. I hope you all enjoyed, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And also don't forget to drink responsibly, as always, as you know that I always do. And we'll see you back here next time, ladies and gentlemen. Peace